So you guys are at Mofer Coffee at our Danforth location, and Mofer Coffee is a specialty Ethiopian coffee shop. So we roast in store throughout the day in small batches. We air roast, and we want to ensure that you have the freshest coffee experience possible. Coffee originated in Ethiopia. Coffee, Kaffa, that's the region that coffee beans originated. So from the jump, it's Ethiopian culture and tradition. Coffee is something that we do to commune. Typically we have coffee 3 times a day, smaller portions, but of course we're in Toronto and a lot of people drink coffee here to get you going, and what we wanted to do is bridge a gap between people's understanding and knowledge of how they experience coffee for convenience here to how coffee is traditionally meant to be enjoyed, which is with people, something that you take your time with and something that's made in a dedicated manner. What you'll find with Ethiopian culture, it's not just the coffee that's important, it's also how we serve and how we bring you into our space. Hospitality is integral to how we relate to one another. So part of the reason why the community, I think, has embraced us is that they're embracing Ethiopian culture, because that's also what you experience here. It's love, it's what you would consider going out of your way. It's really just how Ethiopians support and show love. And so when we say you're part of the family, whether it's on social media or when you come here, we really mean it. We know when our customers' birthdays are, we know what's happening with their families. Before COVID, this felt like an extension of people's living rooms. People had board games here, kids were coloring and drawing. Sometimes you start with one plan, thinking that you're doing the thing that you're meant to do, and then as you evolve and grow in the business, you realize there's more you can do. And so we branched from just wholesale into retail precisely because we saw the disconnect and how we were actually supporting a disconnect just by being on the back end and only selling the beans. The truth is that we as Ethiopians and as part of our culture, we should be at the front end of the storytelling when it comes to coffee. And so we still do some wholesale, but we shifted into retail coffee, and we shifted into owning more of the narrative around coffee. And we really are just trying to get the word out that Ethiopian coffee and Ethiopian coffee culture is a thing, and it should be known for that. So the journey to get here was tough. Mofer's been in business in Toronto for 5 years. So 5 years, 2 locations, that's awesome. But a lot of that just came to the fact that when obstacles were faced, whether it's a language barrier, definitely had experiences where you thought somebody was going to work with you and then they split and ditched you halfway through the process. We've had experiences where even renting or leasing spaces where just that interaction sometimes is a challenge because they don't believe in you as a Black business owner. And in that door, you're already being asked things as a business owner that they wouldn't ask somebody else. The mentality has always been, if we want to be successful in life, we have to own that success and own that business. And so there really wasn't any other way around it. Like, we got our foot in the door by wholesaling and getting a sense of the Canadian business structure. But ultimately, that's to own whatever business, whether we stayed with that or we were going to open our retail store, then it would always be to own. Because that's the only way that you can guarantee and secure a future for yourself, and most importantly, for your kids and for your family. Because the truth is, if you are a hard worker on its own as it is, and if you know the value that you bring to spaces, a lot of times we put all of that extra value add into somebody else's dream. You probably work really hard at the 9-to-5 job or whatever other job that you're working on. And I would say, like, it takes a lot of self-belief to put all of that value add into yourself. And so I would say the first thing is make sure you have your head on right and that you recognize your value and you know that and a lot of times we know that we can do more. We are in a place where we feel like there's more out there for us. So whatever that feeling is, don't suppress that feeling.